Recap of Episode 8 of Season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Is Jeremiah married to Belly? The wedding of Belly and Jeremiah has finally arrived, however there isn't a happy ending to the story. Tears are shed, secrets are exposed, and Belly makes a choice that will permanently alter her life and her relationship with the Fisher boys. A complete synopsis of The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, Episode 8, including Belly's relationship status with Conrad and Jeremiah, can be found here. The 8th episode begins the morning following Conrad's confession to Belly, in which he begged her to choose him over Jeremiah and not marry him. In addition to spending the day hungover with his dad and the guys as punishment for being intoxicated, Jeremiah left Belly a voicemail apologizing for missing meeting up with her at the beach. He promises to see her at the rehearsal tonight and encourages her to enjoy herself at the spa with the girlfriends. In the kitchen, what does Conrad say to Belly? Conrad is at home rather than fishing when Belly bumps into him in the kitchen. Conrad explains yesterday night's events and urges her to forget about them, claiming that he was intoxicated and way out of line. By bringing up all of this the week of her wedding, Belly retaliates that he wasn't intoxicated and that he hasn't changed at all. She adds, "Don't ever speak to me again," but Conrad responds that it will be difficult because she is getting married to his brother. However, she is incensed that he must stand next to Jere on their wedding day while pretending he didn't say all of those things to her. He won't leave, even if she wants him to come up with a reason. "You broke my heart last night, Belly," he adds. "Do you want to hear that?" Belly refers to him as heartless before he confronts her about it. When he tells her, "I love you, I will never not love you, I believe you are aware of that. You must have known all along." He then discusses Christmas, the day they visited Michael's, and the surfing incident where he suffered a leg cut. According to Belly, it was all for nothing. "I'm not pretending for you anymore," he replies. Belly acknowledges in her voiceover that she has never felt more alive and that she is positive she will never be able to let Conrad go. After returning from her run, Taylor approaches Conrad and asks him what he said to Belly the previous evening that so deeply disturbed her. Taylor asks whether he believes Belly would run off into the sunset with him simply because he suddenly remembers her existence. "Leave her alone, it's confusing her," he replies. Conrad acknowledges, but explains that he didn't remember all of a sudden. "I never forgot, ever, not for a second." However, Taylor urges him to act morally and let Belly go, telling him he is unable of becoming the person she needs. What takes place during the practice dinner? At the rehearsal supper, Belly spots Conrad and acts as though he doesn't exist. Before they begin, she would like to speak with Jeremiah, but she is unable to have a private moment with him. Although she hasn't looked at Conrad during the dinner, she admits in her voiceover that she has been uncomfortably aware of his motions. She and Jeremiah thank their friends and family for their support and make a toast. They spread the lessons they have learned from each significant individual in their lives. When Jeremiah eventually gets to Conrad, he tells him that he admires and respects Conrad's loyalty, even though they aren't always great friends. Brothers until the end. He then gives Belly a heartfelt speech in which he refers to them as soulmates and claims that she is the daughter his mother has always desired. Jere's father says he's excited that Jeremiah is taking the position while Belly and Jere are speaking with Adam. When Belly questions Jere about it, he says that he accepted his father's employment offer. She asks, "You said yes without consulting me?" He replies that now that they won't need to rely on their parents for financial support, he believed she would be pleased of him. They were meant to reside in an off-campus apartment and complete his final semester together, but she questions their plans for school while reassuring him that she is proud. He makes it clear that he will travel from his home to the business. She states that she is in favor of his working with his father if that is what he desires. However, it's obvious from the expression on her face that the news has taken her by surprise. When Jeremiah invites Conrad to join them for ice cream after the practice, Belly gives him a sidelong glance and says, "Please don't come." Conrad says he's going home, but Jere is furious because he left the bachelor party early and didn't say much today. Jeremiah states, "You're supposed to be my best man," and then he expresses his excitement for his brother's speech tomorrow. Laurel checks on Conrad at the pool. Even though he acknowledges that the wedding is killing him, he still plans to go and serve as his brother's best man tomorrow. "I am here for him," she says. When they finally share a kiss, Stephen and Denise both recognize that there is no spark between them. They decide that because they will be working together, it is best to just stay friends. How does Belly explain Conrad to Jeremiah? Belly can't stop thinking about what occurred with Conrad, so she gets out of bed and goes for a night swim. She asks in her voiceover how she could marry her best friend and conceal this important secret from them. She wakes Jeremiah by entering his bedroom. She informs him that Conrad told her last night that he still loves her and has feelings for her. In response, Jeremiah says he knew it and would murder him. Belly makes an effort to keep him still,